Rather than hearing about beautiful football moments, in recent days and weeks we've been hearing about something very different. Something that has no place in football or anywhere else. Unfortunately, it's almost impossible to completely eradicate something like this. Sometimes all it takes is watching a match where fans try to provoke players with racist chants. Football is, of course, trying to fight against it. Some fans have even been convicted. For example, in Spain, a court punished supporters of Real Valladolid who racially abused a player during a league match. They received a 1-year suspended prison sentence, a fine, and a 3-year ban from stadiums. But what happens when the racist insult doesn't come from a fan, but from one player directed at another player? Let's take a look at 5 cases where this happened and the consequences that followed. One of the most famous cases of racial abuse between players happened in 2011 during a Premier League match between Liverpool and Manchester United. During the game, Manchester United defender Patrice Evra accused Liverpool striker Luis Suarez of using a racist insult. Evra claimed that Suarez used the word several times during an argument on the pitch. After the match, an investigation was launched by the Football Association. Officials reviewed player statements, match footage, and other evidence. Suarez defended himself by saying that in Uruguay, the word negro can sometimes be used in a friendly or neutral way. However, the FA did not accept that explanation. In December 2011, they ruled that Suarez had violated the rules regarding racial abuse. The punishment was significant. Suarez received an 8-match suspension and a £40,000 fine. The controversy didn't end there. When Liverpool and Manchester United met again in February 2012, Suarez refused to shake Evra's hand before kickoff, which sparked even more criticism from the media and fans. The incident quickly became one of the most controversial racial abuse cases in Premier League history. We'll stay in the Premier League because another major incident happened there as well. In October 2011, during a match between Chelsea and Queen's Park Rangers, an argument broke out between Chelsea captain John Terry and Queen's Park Rangers defender Anton Ferdinand. During the heated exchange, cameras appeared to capture Terry using a racist insult directed at Ferdinand. The incident quickly sparked huge controversy across English football. The argument itself reportedly started after Ferdinand mocked Terry about a previous scandal involving an alleged affair with the partner of former teammate Wayne Bridge. The exchange then escalated into a series of verbal insults on the pitch. Soon after the match, the case went far beyond football. Terry was investigated by the police and eventually faced a court trial in London. In July 2012, the court found Terry not guilty, ruling that it could not be proven beyond reasonable doubt that the words were used as a racist insult. However, the story didn't end there. The English FA launched its own disciplinary investigation. Unlike the criminal court, the FA works with a lower standard of proof, and in September 2012, it ruled that Terry had used abusive language referencing Ferdinand's race. As a result, Terry received a 4-match suspension and a £220,000 fine. The scandal also had major consequences for his international career. Terry was stripped of the England captaincy, and shortly before the FA verdict, he even announced his retirement from international football. The case became one of the most controversial racial abuse incidents in Premier League history and dominated headlines for months. This time, we move from England to European competitions. One of the most discussed incidents in recent years happened in March 2021 during a Europa League match between Slavia Prague and Rangers. During the game, Slavia defender Andrzej Kudela got into a confrontation with Rangers midfielder Glenn Kamara. Near the end of the match, Kudela approached Kamara, covered his mouth with his hand, and whispered something to him. Shortly after, Kamara accused Kudela of a racist insult, claiming that he said, "You funky." Slavia and Kudela both denied the accusation. According to their version, Kudela only said, "You guy." The incident caused a huge reaction across European football, and an investigation was launched by UEFA. After several weeks, UEFA announced its decision. Kudela was found guilty of racist behavior and received a 10-match suspension, which also meant he missed that summer's European Championship. Interestingly, Kamara was punished as well for a post-match incident inside the stadium tunnel where he allegedly physically attacked Kudela. He received a 3-match ban. The case created massive tension between both clubs and their fans, and it remains one of the most controversial moments in Europa League history. Do you think a 10-match suspension was a fair punishment? Another controversial incident took place in Turkey. In April 2012, during a Turkish league match between Fenerbahce and Trabzonspor, an argument broke out between midfielders Emre Belözoğlu and Didier Zokora. After the match, Zokora accused Emre of using a racist insult during the argument, claiming he said the phrase "fucking nigger." The accusation quickly attracted huge attention from the media and football authorities. Emre denied the allegations and insisted he never used racist language, claiming he only called Zokora a fucking prick. The Turkish Football Federation launched an investigation and eventually handed Emre a 2-match suspension. But the consequences didn't stop there. The case later went to court in Istanbul, where Emre received a 2.5-month prison sentence for insulting Zokora based on race and ethnicity. However, the sentence was suspended, meaning he did not actually serve time in prison. At the time, he was believed to be one of the first footballers in Turkey to receive a court sentence related to racist remarks on the pitch. And the story had one more dramatic twist. About a month later, the two teams faced each other again. During the match, Zokora appeared to take revenge, kicking Emre in the groin during a challenge. Considering football's famous anti-racism slogan, "Kick racism out of football," many fans couldn't help but notice the irony of how that moment played out. The incident quickly went viral and became one of the most talked about revenge moments in Turkish football. Our final case is also the most recent one. On February 17th, during a Champions League match between Benfica and Real Madrid, the game had to be stopped. Real Madrid player Vinicius complained to the referee that Benfica player Prestiani had racially insulted him. However, cameras captured the moment when Prestiani had his mouth covered with his shirt, making it impossible to see what he actually said. Despite that, UEFA banned him from playing in the second leg, and the alleged racist remark is still under investigation. For many fans, the situation seemed completely clear. Most people immediately believed that Vinicius had been racially abused. But let's ask an important question. What if there was no racism at all? What if a player ends up being punished for something he didn't do? What if it damages or even destroys his career? Is it fair to punish alleged racism when we don't have clear evidence of what was actually said? Because honestly, in several cases like the ones we mentioned in this video, racism was never clearly proven. And yet, the punishment still came. If you watched this video until the end, I want to know your honest opinion, especially about the situation involving Vinicius. Was the reaction justified, or should punishment only come when there is clear evidence?